Okay, so we're going to run through several laps of Road America for the Limits of Liability racing team. This is just for coaching purposes. Obviously, you know, for the interest of cognitive diversity, please give feedback and contrary ideas. But for the meantime, this is me as a rookie instructor at Road America, driving one of their C8 Corvettes with a veteran instructor next to me, doing a lead follow session. So we're just looking at this as an example of the line. You can see that we've placed cones at turn in, apex and track out for each of the corners. You can see by the speed that we're not pushing on very far. We're only just over 2,000 revs in top gear. So we're cruising as to not break away from the drivers doing their high performance driver education. Keep an eye on them in the mirrors. But we'll just use this final lap of the evening. You can see the sun is going down just for the purposes of line. So you can see us all the way to the outside, smooth turn in, and then just relaxing the wheel. We want to emphasize that the wheel is just a suggestion box. In this instance, we're trying to steer by our feet. So we're using the throttle, powering on and off, and using the brake to make sure that we can take the smoothest, widest radius, not radius, but the straightest line through each of the corners. So barely touching the rumble strips on the inside and the outside of the corners, and then building speed from the apex out. The majority of these corners, with the exception of this one at turn 8, with this, which is a trail brake, we're looking for a late apex. So it's a high speed, high power track that we're looking to have a fast exit out. We've got a little bit of traffic up ahead. One of the Cobras in the group ahead of us has spun out, but they look like they've rejoined in line, so they're going to progress on, and we'll just continue on. You'll see how we reach the inside apex there and then just relax hands. This is the bend configuration, so the MotoGP config, not running the kink obviously, and you can see double cones here, late turn in, because again this is a fast out, the lowest speed configuration corner on the track, exiting probably no more than 40 miles an hour at the inside apex. So it's absolutely imperative that we get on the gas and get down the road as soon as possible. Moving from track left to track right, we want a really early sight of our braking zone before we move across. See that cone pass on the right. Moving over to these, braking down in a straight line, trailing off the brakes onto the throttle. It's a late apex, you can see there. Don't want to get too much of the the rumble up on the inside. These are huge concrete rumble strips. So again, smooth input with the steering, late apex, letting the car run out all the way over to the exit on the right hand side, and then the hazards go on because this is our final lap of the day and we're tracking in. So as we thank our passenger in the right hand seat, we will jump into our accord and see if we can apply a different and more appropriate context to the line that we've just seen there,
Thanks for that.
and see what comparative speeds we have. So this is the start at the 24 Hours of Lemons race. Had a good run up Horsepower Hill. You can see that there's slow traffic over to the left, people making passes on the right. There is just enough space, nobody tracking out to the exit, so we'll be a bit cheeky with the blend line down. You can see we're losing a little bit of front end grip because we've not warmed up to optimal temperatures on our front rubber, so that should come as the lap progresses. Again, nice straight line down onto the outside, set our hands early, smooth turn in, a little bit giving up on the front. We'll be slightly cautious with the throttle approaching here. We don't know if that MX-5 is going to track left. As soon as we see that it's clear, we're wide open, planning our move ahead. We'll take a short slipstream off the broken on the right hand side before continuing down. Ideally we want to be on the right hand side for this, but we can see traffic ahead, so we'll stay track mid, pump up the brakes a little bit with the left foot, just over 100 miles an hour, not super quick at the start, lots of traffic, so we'll stay left, take advantage of the cautious traffic on the right hand side. Smooth and sympathetic turn in, catch up with the Tatas, let the car track out naturally, and we'll use them as an opportunity. It's a very popular car, well recognized car, so we'll follow this car as long as we can. Again, we're not familiar with all the cars on track. Some of the big Cadillacs are prone to turning in. They're not as reliable and consistent in mid-corner, so we'll give them a little bit of leeway there. Again, just taking advantage of the traffic. You can see the Jetta on the right hand side's moved way out of it, so we can take a good line. Just checking them for our turn in, so we're looking to the right of the mirrors. Trying to be smooth here as we come through the carousel. Cautiously looking ahead, we can see that there's smoke. It's unlikely that there's oil dropping out of the MG, but all of the smoke looks like it's coming out of the exhaust, so we can continue past them, make sure that we don't stick behind them for too long. Again, coming down into that slowest corner of the track. They've come around the outside, so we'll wait, get on the throttle early, let the track run out, and then we'll pull through the gears, follow that Corvette, Cadillac, Cadivet, whatever they call it. Building our spatial awareness around us. You'll see me checking mirrors left, mirrors right. We can see slow traffic on the right hand side, so we've got an E30 BMW up ahead, so we're not in any rush at the moment. We can see there's traffic, they're going too wide. We can be slightly patient here, allow ourselves to move through the traffic. We know we can go around the outside at right, but again, we have slow traffic, so let's just make sure we're in the mirrors, so we're not driving directly behind the car. We're half left, half right, same thing. We'll make sure, look in the mirror, move over to the right, make sure we're filling his mirrors there, so that he knows. We'll plan here, so we'll go slowly in at entry, so that we get a fast exit. He was pretty fast at entry. Now we're looking all the way to build up horsepower hill and down the front straight. Again, looking ahead past the MX-5, we want to take a little slipstream, but we know what's coming up ahead of that nice open space. Check to the right. Onto the brakes at the exit road on the left-hand side. Again here, we've got the probe on the inside. We see slow traffic ahead. We don't need to take any risks there. We can pit him on the left. We can see that BMW's moving left. If we use that to our advantage, we can just slowly move up, and then at the braking zone, just move alongside, encourage that BMW that it's not as safe to turn in. We're in their mirrors, and we can get a good exit thanks to them. And then down from turn 3 to the bridge, 4A and 4B. You see I'll track right, trying to take the shortest distance, and then gradually we'll move over to the left. Check the mirror slightly, priming up the brakes to the left foot, planning our entry into the corner, heel toe downshift twice, over to the right hand side, late turn in onto the throttle, building really smoothly. We'll get a better exit than the 3 Series, we can just move past. Leaving it in third gear, onto the brakes, planning ahead. We've got 5 cars in traffic, so let's just make sure that we're smooth. Let's focus on a good exit out of 7. We know not everybody's going to be fast out of this, so let's just build smoothly on the throttle, move over to the left hand side. We've got time for 1. We're not going to dive bomb up the inside early on in a race. We can see that they're already making a pass, so it's likely that their focus is on that car in front rather than on us. So let's attack it with caution and then fill their mirrors again. So we can see we've got slow traffic up on the right hand side here, so let's back out of that nice and early. Just check, wait until it's clear for us to follow them around the outside the carousel. And again, we're not going to follow them directly in behind. We want to be in their mirror. Outside or inside, we're thinking about our exit. What if they stand on the brakes? What if they make a decision reacting based on traffic? We don't want to be so close that we're in that position as well. If we're also reacting, it compounds that and forces mistakes, and it opens us up to errors. So let's focus on the exit here, make sure that we get turned in on the throttle earlier than them. They haven't planned their exit just as well, so we're able to get on the throttle earlier, out wider in the corner, and we're past them before we're onto the back straight here. Again, tracking left, letting the car relax out to the right hand side. Two heel toe downshifts, third gear, building up speed now, especially out Canada corner and up to Billy Mitchell. We're looking to build speed the whole time. Let's get an early upshift, short shift slightly because we know we've got torque. Take the racing line, we'll follow them. They'll move left for the final corner. That's fine for us. We can get them on the brakes. We've got traffic allowing us through. Not the ideal exit, but it was a good opportunity for us to get past 2 cars. So we'll take it early on in the race. You can see already that because of that fast entry into the final corner that was slightly slower out, we had a little bit of difficulty even pulling past the PT Cruiser. Again, checking mirrors, taking a breather, give a little feedback to the team. Moving left at that exit road, down a gear, 4th gear, always through turn 1 if possible, unless you're under speed because of traffic. So we're on the throttle earlier before turn in. Again, driving in the mirrors, we don't have to dive up on anybody, we want a fast exit. So they've missed the apex, we were slow in, so we're able to be on the throttle earlier, and that's the evidence there. Last year we would have been struggling to keep up with that Mustang, but now we've got a good run. We'll send them an additional thanks just to say that we're moving left to get past the slower Audi traffic. So jumping forward a lap or 2, entry into the same corner, down into turn 5, heel toe twice, diagonally braking across, just touching the white paint on the right, so we're turned in real sharp and on the throttle early. You can see how much of an advantage we get from reaching that apex. It's important that we don't go over speed into 5. Stretch 3rd gear out, sympathetic on the brakes into 6, short shift up into 4th, turn in, settle the car, build the throttle all the way through that. You should be so relaxed going through 7, you can take a hand off and have a wave to the people on the outside of 7. Braking in a straight line, we don't want to catch this car in the braking zone, we want to be on the throttle, we don't want to be up behind it having to react, we want to just build speed out, planning way ahead down the road. Underneath the 2 at the bridge, consistent with the throttle, entering at about 75-80 miles an hour, and then halfway through the corner we're building all the way to the outside here, about 95 miles an hour. End of the runoff on the left is when we start braking, continue our heel toe down twice, stick it left, stay left, wait on the throttle hard now, all the way out, let the car track out, stretch out 2nd gear, almost 60 miles an hour before you're pulling 3rd gear, and then we're trying to drive a straighter line all the way down to Canada corner. Approaching at speed, we want to be cautious here. We know this is a rookie team, so we'll break up on the inside, but we won't dive on. We don't know when they're going to turn in, don't know the driver, so we'll just hold them there, just be on their quarter panel, make sure that we get acknowledgement, and then we're off. Again, short shift up to 4th gear, passing around the outside, highly encouraged here, lots of runoff on the right. And then jumping forward to another lap, also with traffic into turn 1. So this is an example of going under speed, so you can see we've got long on the brakes, so we're going to go down 2 gears here just so we can plan our exit at a tighter radius. So lower speed, we can move on the inside, go 2 or 3 wide here, make sure that we're on the power. We've got plenty of torque to get past these 2. Braking in a straight line, heel toe down once now. Turn in, smooth with the wheel, so relaxed. Soft hands, track out, check the mirrors for traffic before moving over to the right. Fifth gear at the bridge. Moving back over to the left hand side of the track and then braking diagonally across the track down for 5. 4th gear, heel toe, 3rd gear, make sure that you are lifting the clutch out every gear shift. So as soon as that rev band peaks is when you're releasing the clutch each time. Looking through the corner, now we'll just look at the speed, building speed out, short shift into 4th gear, settle the car, let it breathe, turn in, build the throttle. So the speed doesn't drop, it just builds all the way down to 8. 100 miles an hour, onto the brakes, heel toe, 3rd gear, late turn in, off the brakes onto the throttle, build speed out. Don't want to go wide, those concrete rumble strips are horrible. Aiming for the, let's say the L of the motor, watch the speed. Listen to the throttle. And onto the brakes, heel toe, 3rd, heel toe, 2nd, clutch out. Remember to get the clutch out for every gear shift, no braking and clutching. 2nd gear, all the way out 60 miles an hour, touching the left rumble just a touch. Make this nice and straight. Moving left. Checking our right mirror. Moving right. Straight braking zone. Down 2 gears, off the brakes. Smooth exit. Again. 4th gear. Turn in late here, watch the speed. Flat out. The whole way. From the exit of Canada Corner, we are flat out. Brake in a straight line, you'll have a lot more speed. Late turn in, onto the throttle now, watch the speed. Just consistently building out, no hesitation. We obviously have the benefit of no traffic here, but this is our ideal with or without traffic. It's building speed out of the corners, not catching cars coming at the exit and then having to lift. We're planning ahead, going slower into corners so that when we exit, we are flat out. Let's do one more lap. Okay, so we've got traffic left and right, faster traffic looking to get past, we imagine, right? We've got Focus Club up ahead. We know they're quick. We know the Swamp Thing is quick. We don't know much about the other cars. So we have to assume that there's going to be passes coming up ahead. So we'll take a little slipstream, make sure that we're very relaxed with the wheel. We don't want to dive out too early. Thank our friends at Swan Pass, and we'll try and follow traffic ahead. BMW's moving across, doing BMW things, moving in the braking zone. We don't have to worry about that. We're focused on what we're doing. Braking in a straight line, looking through the corner past that car. Mustang's going to move over, but we're not worried about that. We've planned for that. We're looking way up the road. Getting a point by from the RS8? No. Yellow flag. So we'll dive on the brakes, make sure that that Mustang is alongside us, looking ahead. Is there a yellow flag at the next station? Yep. Looking ahead again, down to 8. We can see the recovery vehicle. We're not interested in that. We're looking at the flag. Down to 8. Same here. As soon as we turn in, we're looking up. There's a flag station underneath the M, just past the bridge. Nothing there. So we're clear to go. We have plenty of grip to drive around the outside of cars on the carousel. Building speed the whole way through. You can see we're starting to catch the traffic now. We're likely not to make a pass going into here, so let's just wait. We don't have to build crazy speed going in there and make braking difficult. We're worried about the exit of this corner. You can see they're offline, so let's make sure we hit that apex on the throttle hard. We should get a run on them now. Looks like we have traffic, so we'll be patient. So you can see we're feathering the throttle. We're not on off. We're very smooth with the throttle. We can see we've got slow traffic up ahead. They're in a good position to pass, so we'll just wait. That car's not turning in. We'll take the opportunity and we'll build speed out. We have a good run on them, but again, we don't know this car. They're not so observant. Maybe they're going defensive, so let's take our time. When's a good opportunity? They're braking mid-corner. Okay. All right, we could get them going into here, but that's going to hurt our exit. They're likely to fight us there, so let's back off, take the racing line, get on the throttle before them. We'll take a side draft now. Staying close on the left will give us a little bit of a benefit until they shift gears and we have the run on them. Let's see the benefit that a little bit of side draft and a good exit fast out gives us down here. So we're already over 120, lifting onto the brakes at the exit, down to 4th gear, making sure they're not turning in, being cautious, looking through the track, onto the throttle. Very light on the wheel, barely holding onto the wheel. Braking in a straight line all the way to the outside. We want a good exit here. That RX-8 has been fast. Space for us on the middle. They move across. We're ready for that. We're slightly suffering because maybe we caught them too fast or too early coming out of that corner. It's another argument for being slow in, planning further down the straight at the exit. Think further ahead. But even with that, a little bit of slipstream following them. We're almost at 120 miles an hour. So we'll fill their mirrors again, staying track mid, and then moving over to take our racing line late, turn in late. We're in the right gear, we're soft with our hands, great exit, dispatched easily, rather than fighting them down the back straight. Same thing here. This is a good example of a mistake here. So we know that we have yellow flags ahead. Or not yellow flags, sorry. I was expecting yellow flags, which means I reacted slowly. You can see the reaction. I know I could have this car on the right hand side. Not planning ahead enough, expecting there to be a yellow flag without observing it. So again, we'll fill their mirrors, see if they settle into a line. Looks like they're taking the inside line. Great. We don't need another invitation. 80 miles an hour, building speed all the way through the carousel. Build. Same thing, are we likely to pass both these cars? No. They look like they're fighting. Let's just go alongside. We'll have one. They've given up the apex, which means we're going to get a better exit here. Undercut. On the throttle earlier, even though there's slow traffic in front, we're alongside at the exit. You can see we're fast. We have a faster exit. They will back out of it. Taking the shortest line. Don't need to cut across. Smoothly brake over to the left, turn in, onto the throttle. Building speed all the way out of there. It's flat out again. Use all that. Cross over the white line if you have to. Brake in a straight line. Heel toe down to third gear. We want a good exit here. Onto the throttle early, just before the apex. We'll take the slipstream going in a straight line before we move over. We'll get the second one off the focus and move in behind it. We know it's a quick car. We get a huge drag off of that. Very smoothly moving out. We're not trying to take every inch out of that car. We're just looking to be smooth. Just take a short advantage, move over, 120, brake at the exit road, down to fourth gear, off the brakes, turn in, onto the throttle. Build it smoothly. Under the R of Arians. Straight line, hard onto the brakes, heel toe down to third gear, turn in. Little touch on the inside is on the throttle. Straighten the wheel very gradually, soft hands again. Moving over, track right, take the shortest distance. Move over left, mid-track, brake in a straight line, fourth, third, off the brakes, turn in, throttle. When I say throttle, I mean it's 0 to 100. You build it in single percentiles. Same thing here, brakes, off the brakes, throttle, building gradually. No need to breathe here, short shift if you have to breathe, do it now, onto the throttle. Our brakes, third gear, trail off them, make sure we get the turn in, we don't have to take a big run off on the exit. Again, aiming for the L, short shift to fourth, and now we're looking through the corner as far as we can, past that car. All the way. Can we see the entry there? We have building speed. We can see it, plan it. Is it worth us catching that car? No, we're not going to get past it, so let's lift early. Onto the brakes, plan ahead. We want to get them at the exit of this, so we don't have to stress the car out. Get in the right gear, give them a little bit of space, and then now we're on it. Doesn't matter that we're on the inside or in a tighter radius, we're on the throttle before them. Check the mirrors before we move left. Down 2 gears over to the left side of the track, smooth turn in. See the hands rumble ever so slightly as we touch the inside. 4th gear, flat out. Turn in early for that corner. Let it run wide. Yep. So again, any questions, guys, please fire away. Again, contrary ideas, always welcome. Have a blast. Come see us at Champcar Road America in October. Otherwise, talk to you soon. All the best.